Summer is a feeling of mountain water on your skin. It's a feeling of endless days of hot sun. It's the feeling of a storm building overhead. It's the feeling of light, cool green drops falling from the sky, of blue rivers, abundant fruit, and long afternoons. And summer in the rainforest is a magical time filled with so much beauty. This time of year is busy, but with so many hours in the day, we find ourselves harvesting from an abundant fruit orchard, cooking from the flavors of the rainforest, celebrating the holiday season, and spending so much time by the waterfalls. Everything feels so alive at this time of year. The rainforest growth is intense. The water flows from the mountain springs and the long afternoons feel endless. In the warm summer sun, we come to these fairy pools and play underneath the waterfall. The abundance of water feels like a gift of the season. The seasons here have been quite dry over the last few months, which means that so many fruit are growing on the trees that would normally be knocked off in heavy rains. This year, if no big rain comes for the next month, we'll have the biggest mango harvest in the last 5 years. Despite the dry season, this waterfall always runs. The water comes from a natural spring high in the mountains. It feels like such an oasis, and the feeling of cool water on such a hot day just recharges us. Our longest day of the year is this week, the summer solstice showing itself in the endless sun reaching outward. I always find it so interesting that in so many different cultures all around the world, solstices were so important. Stone circles, pyramids, temples, all of these prehistoric monuments honored the sun and the cycles of the year. Before clocks or calendars existed, we watched the sun. It's our human instinct to connect with nature and the seasons, to live closely with this remembrance that we are part of the earth. So in the season of the sun, we remind ourselves to connect with the beauty of the natural world, to celebrate the longest day, to watch the sun stretch across the mountains and reach further than any time this year, to see each unfurling fern or spring-fed waterfall as a celebration of the season. Come on, silly, you all right? Come on. The goats are absolute rascals for fruit and will do anything, including jumping over fences or climbing trees, just so that they can lie under their favorite tree eating as many tropical fruits as they possibly can. Yesterday they came home from their paddock with red stains all over them and smelling of sweet fruit, which can only mean one thing. The jambu must be fruiting. They led me straight here. They know these rainforest tracks better than anyone, and will push me out of the way and tell me exactly which paddock they want to go to. But I'm one step ahead of them today. I brought my basket so that I can collect some fruit before they eat them all. Tiny Silly, the little boy who has joined the flock, gets a bit confused on his walks to the paddock, but eventually he finds his way too. Billy, come back. Not that way. He has been integrating so well with the flock, and we're really happy for him. But has also been living up to his name, and can be quite silly at times. Good boy. Come on. Come on. The sheep often get jealous of the goats getting into the paddock before them, so they stop what they are doing and catch up on the trail. This is what all the goats and sheep have been racing for. The sweet, juicy fruit of the jambu air tree. This delicious fruit is native to Indonesia. They have many different varieties, all in different colors, but this one is my favorite. The red skin breaks open to an almost watermelon-like inside. Jambu season came a little bit early this year, and I'm so excited. They are so fresh, and these are my favorite ones, the bright red ones. They taste delicious. The goats like them best, though. They always try to sneak a few straight from my basket. No. Magnolia is the most fruit-loving goat on the earth. When all the other goats get full or bored or decide that it's time to move on to grass, Magnolia will stay and balance on her back legs to try to catch the freshest fruit straight from the tree. Maggie, you're not allowed to eat those ones. There's plenty on the ground. Maggie might also be the most spoiled goat on the earth. We got her and her sister when they were just babies, and Maggie was abandoned by her mother, so she was skinny and sick. Julia spoiled her so much, hand-feeding her and cuddling her almost every second, and now she has so much character because of it. She's also a different breed from the other goats, so she's much taller and goofier. You would think this would make her the leader of the flock, but it doesn't. She doesn't care for flock politics. She just cares about fruit. This tree is very random with its fruit. Sometimes it can produce fruit as late as March, and it normally fruits a few times throughout the summer. But this year, just before Christmas, it feels like perfect timing. The beautiful red fruit hanging like bells from the tree. The festive season is very different here. It's funny because in the Northern Hemisphere, Christmas is timed so beautifully with the middle of winter and the need for community to come together with some excitement during a really long cold season. In Australia, it's the middle of our summer. It's hot and humid and sticky. I think it's funny because in some ways an Australian Christmas will never quite hold the same magic as a cold European candlelit Christmas or a snowy North American Christmas. But in some ways we have our own magic at this time of year. We all meet at the beach and catch up in the hot sun. So many Australians spend Christmas on white sand instead of white snow. A pavlova is an Australian or New Zealand dessert made with basically just eggs and sugar. Traditionally at Christmas, a lot of families bake pavlovas and decorate them for Christmas dessert. I always find it funny because they are quite a difficult dish to get right and rely heavily on humidity and weather conditions.